In 2011, astronauts Brian Harper, Jocinda Joe Fowler, and newcomer Marcus are on a space shuttle mission to repair a satellite. A mysterious swarm of alien technology attacks the orbiter, killing Marcus and knocking Joe unconscious, before tunneling into the surface of the moon. Brian, the only witness to the swarm, returns the crippled shuttle to Earth, but his story is dismissed and he is fired from NASA. 10 years later, conspiracy theorist Casey Houseman, who believes the moon is an artificial megastructure, secretly uses time on a research telescope. He discovers the moon's orbit is veering closer to Earth, and tries to share his findings with the disgraced Brian. NASA also discovers the anomaly, but Casey goes public on social media, leading to global panic. Joe is now NASA's deputy director, launching a spacecraft on an SLS Block 1 rocket to investigate the abnormality. The same alien swarm attacks, killing all 3 lunar astronauts, after they drop a probe into a kilometers-deep artificial shaft that has opened up on the moon's surface. As lunar orbit deteriorates, the moon falls closer and closer to Earth, causing seismic and gravitational disturbances. Joe meets former NASA official Holden Field, who reveals that Brian was discredited due to a NASA cover-up dating back to Apollo 11. During the first moon landing, a 2-minute radio blackout was meant to conceal evidence that the moon is hollow, and a military EMP device created to kill the swarm was abandoned for budgetary reasons. With help from her ex-husband General Doug Davidson, Air Force Chief of Staff, Joe requisitions the EMP and rescues retired Space Shuttle Endeavour from a museum to serve a new mission, to correct the moon's orbit and destroy the swarm. Brian, Casey, and Joe launch with the EMP, narrowly escaping to orbit as a tsunami destroys Vandenberg Air Force Base. They reach the interior of the moon, revealed to be a megastructure powered by a white dwarf at its center. The megastructure's AI operating system explains to Brian that billions of years ago, humanity's technologically advanced ancestors were eradicated by a rogue AI. They built the moon as a space ark to seed life on Earth, but the swarm, one of the malicious AIs, discovered the moon and is siphoning energy from its power source, destabilizing its orbit. Meanwhile, Brian's son Sonny, Joe's son Jimmy, and his caretaker Michelle try to reach Doug's military bunker in the Colorado mountains, finding Brian's ex-wife and Sonny's mother Brenda, her husband Tom, and their step-family. Escaping disasters caused by the moon's proximity and fighting off other survivors, the group finds safety in a mountain tunnel. When his youngest daughter runs out of oxygen, an injured Tom gives her his own, suffocating to death as the moon strips away the localized atmosphere. The President of the United States orders a nuclear strike on the approaching moon, but Doug refuses to comply. As the swarm only attacks organic life in the presence of electronic activity, Casey lures the swarm away from their spacecraft with their lunar module, sacrificing himself to detonate the EMP. Joe and Brian return to Earth, reuniting with their families, and the moon's power is restored, returning to its regular orbit, but now shed of its rocky exterior. Reconstructing Casey's consciousness, the moon's operating system appears to him as his cat, Fuzz Aldrin, and his mother, remarking that they must now get started.